aka Eileen the Little Crafter. Additional information about arts, crafts, and everything in between, and my Little Crafter show, which is on YouTube, can be found on my website, eileenlittlecrafter.com. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I wanted to expand upon my DIY holiday gift box. The reason why I'm calling it a gift box is because it could be either turned into a jewelry box, a keepsake box, or it can actually hold something in it. So basically, there is sky's the limit in this one. And I know that if you guys haven't seen the video, I will put the link down below. Oh, I lost my train of thought. Sorry about that. What I want to say was that there is so much to do. And like I said, I started working on mine. It's black, red, and has some creams in it. Love it. Used a bunch of different materials. And that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. It could be as elaborate or as simple as you want. And do not be afraid to look around your home, your local craft store, and whether it's from the wedding department, baking department, sky's the limit. I mean, it's just, it really is, up to you what you really want to do with this box. So if you guys haven't seen the video, I will give you some details about it. It's a cigar box. It was painted with black chalk paint, which is always cool. I didn't prime mine. I just went straight ahead and started decorating it. You can prime it, meaning the directions for this one is that and I'm doing a hand motion like you guys are here watching me. You take the chalk and you kind of rub it, and then you let it sit for a couple of minutes, and then you wipe it off. And that's how you prime it. So I did the top and the bottom. And I'm still working on what kind of legs that I want to use, because I think that giving it some legs is, a cool thing. You can always, what else? You can always just leave it like that. I've done legs where it was really ornate and kind of made out of metal. I've done legs that were made out of spools, and I kind of wooden spools that I got again, of course, because I go to Michael's. I found the wooden spools on I was going to say online. No, what I wanted to say was at Michael's, and I've decorated them, and that was one of my ideas for a gift box. So, and how I attached those was, I actually think I used the same method for the both of them. Actually, no, embute. Sorry, that's a lie. For the wooden ones, I use hot glue and regular glue, which I think one of them did fall off. So I'm trying to, make better choices in what products I use. The reason why I use the hot glue and regular glue, not regular glue that would be, maybe I probably should have used wood glue, but anyways, that's neither here nor there. I mean, that's another idea for you guys. You can use wood glue. The reason why I use two types of glue is because I like the quick hold. So the hot glue is really quick, but it's not very permanent, and it could break and it could get brittle over time. So I use the other glue so that it can be more permanent over time. And once, the hot glue will allow the other glue to set up. Sometimes, you don't have time to clip things, or you don't have the proper clips, things like that. So that's the reason why I like to use the hot glue and the other glue, like whether it's a crafting glue or a metal glue or a wood glue. That's another thing that I use for the the other project that I did was, what was that? I think it was a box. I can't remember what box I used, but anyways, what I wanted to say was what I did was I used some really ornate wooden, excuse me. Things just want to fall around me. Anyways, my cats must have been playing with that and it fell down. But in any case, what I want to say was I had some metal legs, really pretty ornate legs, and what I did was I used E6000 and some hot glue, and it worked like a charm, and it Oh, but I will let you know, E6000 is very stinky, so I would recommend opening up that window. Seriously, it is a hot mess. And prepare, because sometimes some of the tubes are like a little runny, depending on what time of year you get it. So mine was runny, and it was the summertime, and I forgot to open up the window, and I was like, oh, can this be any worse? But yeah. So so we'll talk about the legs now. Paint wise, chalk paint is a really good option if you guys don't want to use primer. Sometimes wood, I feel that it absorbs a lot more of the paint if you just go and buy whatever paint. So like your walls, basically you have a primer. You always have that 2-in-1. I don't know if they have that in craft paint, but I do know that they do. I do. What is up with these doo-doos? That does not sound kosher. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to be funny. I don't even know if I am. But in any case, guys, what I want to say is that they do have sprays out on the market. Rust-Oleum, I've seen that. I've seen a project actually done with that. They do have some type of spray. You can either put it in a box or spray it outside. But always, like I said, have it well ventilated. You can always do that. You could always use gesso. Sometimes what I like to do for gesso, because I noticed that sometimes even with gesso, depending on the project, you may need a second coat. So what I like to do is I like to add, like, let's say if I'm making the box pink, I'll use a darker pink. I'll mix that up with the gesso and I'll paint that all up, and then I'll let that dry, and then I'll put the light pink on top, and it works like a charm. It's absolutely, sometimes it doesn't even need a second coat, but you just got to play along with that and see how that whatchamacallit. So you can use acrylic with gesso. You can use spray paints, you can use chalk paints, you can use wood stains. Those are always some good options. You can go to your hardware store and see, what paint would be available, or you can go to your craft store. There's a bunch of different options, so sky's the limit. Also, you can use different types of paper. I love the look of paper inside and out, but for me, I'm really bad at measuring, so I tend to kind of go more towards the paint department in that area, or I kind of make it more look distressed because I'm like trying to hide the the imperfections that are there. I just kind of, I don't know. Yeah, I'm too much of a OMG, perfectionist. I'm just laughing because it's like some days I am too much of a perfectionist, and then some days when you watch me do a video, you're like, okay, she's a hot mess, and she doesn't care. So it kind of, I have a dual, personality going on there. So when I'm making a project, especially for somebody else, I have that in me, and it is very funny to see to see. So yeah. So anyway, so what I was saying was that you can always use scrapbooking paper. You can always use fabric. They have tons of fabric ideas now on the market and online. What else? You can add gems to it. They have a bunch of, here's just one idea. The reason why I bring this up is because I love doing this. I like kind of looking throughout the store and seeing what I can use. Like, let's say, even if it's in like the cake department, the wedding department, like in certain stores, they have probably in all stores, but most Michaels have like a sewing section, a yarn section, wood, things like that. Anyway, so one year I was looking for something in the floral department and also in the wedding department. I was actually looking for little crystal / pearls. So I wanted a crystal / pearl because I wanted my wreath to have some, a little bit of softness to it or whatever. And I also had these buttons that I love, which I so desperately wish I should have bought more of them. But anyway, that's neither here or there. They're wooden buttons, and they have like these little this really cute design in white. And I was like, oh, this would be perfect, but I need to add more white to my design. And I found this adorable kind of like, I don't know what it would be used for in a wedding. I mean, I think that sky's the limit. It could be decorated for pretty much anything. So, I mean, I probably could have used it somehow for the box, but that's another idea that I just thought of. You can always decorate it inside. I actually one year made my best friend for her birthday, Lisa Mara, hey girl, a box, and I was able to find, and I had a bunch of these, and these these mirror sheets from Tim Holtz, and I don't know if they're still available, but I've also seen mirrors, like little mirrors that you can see, use at the anyways, to put on the box. And I just kind of used some gems that had like adhesive backing on those, and so I just stuck that together, and I really, really loved how it turned out. Those mirror sheets were really cool. I really, 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 really hope that they're still on the market, because those were really helpful, and I love the fact that, if you wanted to make a box like that, you can always do it like that. But if they're not, you can always just look up mirror sheets. You probably could find up something, or maybe go to your local hardware store or glass department, glass store or whatever, and they probably could cut it down for you if you ask nicely, or maybe find a kit. I know that they have glass cutting kits, so that would be really, really helpful for you. And so that's, what else was I thinking? So we talked about the paints. There's different types of paints. You talked about paper. We talked about using fabric. And the fabric, I think you would definitely need fabric glue for that. So, I know that E6000 also makes a a fabric glue that is multi-surface. So you can always check that out. Vinyl is another good thing. Vinyl is pretty, interesting. I've seen people use it with their iron-on vinyl. Personally, I would use, not the iron-on. I wouldn't use the iron-on. I would just use regular vinyl. You can stencil on stuff on your boxes, which is another cool thing, and different types of paints would be awesome. But, the reason why I say I would not use iron-on vinyl is because Cricut does have, or any other type of manufacturer does have a list of the do's and don'ts, and the temperatures, what would work, what wouldn't work. But I've seen it, and sometimes, it doesn't always work out that way. So that's why I wouldn't use it. Personally, I would probably use a vinyl that is durable. Like for the outdoor vinyl, I would definitely use that, or just even regular vinyl. But personally, I would use, and it also depends on the color, because I don't think the metallics come in outdoor use vinyl, like that heavy duty. So I would definitely, depending on, what it is that you want to do. If you want to try the iron-on vinyl, and if it works, please, please, please leave a comment down below. I would love to hear what temperature you use, which vinyl you use. Would be a hallelujah moment for me. I've seen maybe one successful video, but I've seen other projects that have been projects that have been, unfortunately, a hot mess. And I feel really bad, for these people that do it because they want to try it, and and kudos for them for giving it a shot. Big old round of applause. Not for their mistake, but for their bravery, because I would be panicking. Like, I'm such a scaredy cat because I don't want anything to go wrong. I'm like, if this goes wrong, I don't know. Sometimes I don't have a plan B. So yeah, that's me. So, I'm not making fun of them. I am actually giving them a big old round of applause, because I would be so nervous. I would chicken out. I would be like, nope, not doing it. Forget it. Doing something else. So, but that's just me. So yeah, stencils are really, really popular. They have a bunch of different stencils. And like I said, chalk paint is really, really inexpensive. And I actually bought a big old thing of chalk paint, black chalk paint. It was on sale. I think that I haven't used it, but I've seen amazing videos using the Martha Stewart one. And they also have wooden pieces, which you can probably apply and cut them. They're really long, so you would have to just measure them and cut them, have you yourself or have somebody help you cut them. And they have like tons of different boxes. So here's the plan for mine. I'm actually doing a set. It's going to be the box, which is pretty much almost done. I want to do a mini, and I want to do the frame. So yeah, and the reason why I say it's not done is because I want to add the legs, and I'm not too sure which legs I want to use. If I want to use wooden legs, or maybe find again those ornate legs that I used for a project before. So that may be something that I am I'm definitely thinking about. And so yeah, so that is basically it for this podcast. Same thing goes with the frames. The same ideas pretty much. You don't have to make it ornate. You don't, just slap some awesome paint. Even, honestly, if you were giving this, like, let's say to a grandparent or an auntie, I would definitely get the kids involved and let them say, hey, does helped out on this project, and he picked up the colors for me and things like that. Giving school pictures like this would be awesome. I say that because Desi just took some school pictures. And what a great way, not only did they help make it, and you're giving an awesome picture of your, the little one that they love, or the teenage kid that they love. So, it's really, really cool, and it's really simple depending on, how it is. And actually the frames are really, really inexpensive at Michael's. You can get a bunch of them and just sit down and paint them out, and add glitter, add vinyl, stencil them, use fabric, paper. Sky's the limit. You can even make a little paper motif. You can use tiles. I've done that before. That came out really, really nicely. You don't even need the grout, but if you want to use the grout, you can always use that. You may add let's say different adhesive so that it could hold even more. But sky's the limit on that. And yeah, so have fun, don't stress out, just take it day by day, do what you can. And if all else fails, a gift certificate or a quick gift is in the bag, in a nice holiday bag, which either you can do it yourself, a nice decorative bag, or hey, there's stuff on the market. Gift giving shouldn't be stressful. It shouldn't be crazy. It shouldn't be running people over. It shouldn't be pushing people or all this crazy stuff you see, out on the media these days. It should be from the heart and fun and, all that good stuff. But anyway, guys, so I'm going to end it here with this lovely message of, do your best and have fun. And I will come back next week. And so thank you for listening. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below, or you can always email me your comments or questions. My email address is eileen@eileenlittlecrafter.com. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, or follow me, whether it's on YouTube, SoundCloud, whatever. Hit that like button or hit the heart button. And and don't forget, guys, if you are a subscriber to my channel, please don't forget to go and check out my giveaway. It is ending December 4th, and I will be using random.org. It is a gift certificate. It is going to be either a gift certificate to Michael's or a universal gift certificate. So, and it is open to everyone, even those who are not in the US. So, just go head on over, look at that video. I'll put the link down below. I'll put the link down below for that video. And yeah, thank you for listening, and bye for now.